Guys, in this video, I will be showing you a shortcut to factoring when given answer choices. So given the quadratic function above, x squared minus 2x minus 15, we have two different ways to solve this problem. We can solve it by factoring, doing the exact same steps that I showed you on the previous video, or we can solve this using our calculator and using y equals. So I'm going to write the steps down for the calculator and make sure that you jot them down. The first thing you want to press on the calculator is y equals. And the second thing you want to do is in y1, you want to put your original problem. In this case, that will be x squared minus 2x minus 15. And in y2, you want to just start with your first answer choice that you see. And let's just start with A. So you would type in parentheses x minus 1 times x plus 15. And from there, you're going to check the table. And how you would do that, I'm going to write step 3 right here because I'm running out of space. You're going to hit second and graph to check the table. Now I'm going to go over to the calculator app right now so I can show you. Right here on your calculator screen, you're going to hit y equals. It's going to bring up y1 and y2. Like stated before, in y1, you want to type in the original problem. So you're going to type in x squared minus 2x minus 15. Hit the arrow down to go to y2. In y2, you're going to start with answer choice A. In this case, it was open parentheses x minus 1 close parentheses times x plus 15 close parentheses. Remember, I said to hit second and graph to check the table. And now you want to look at your y1 and your y2 tables, and you want to see if the tables are identical. Remember, if something is equivalent, it means that it's equal to. In this case, A is not equal to the original problem because the numbers don't match up. When I say match up, I mean where you see 0 for y1, 0 should be for y2, but it says negative 48. So that means that it is not equal. So you're going to go back to y equals, and you can just use your finger and click on y2, and you want to clear that one out. Don't clear out y1 because that's your original problem. You want to go back to your problem, and you want to look at answer choice B. You want to write down answer choice B, and you want to type that in exactly like you see it in y2. So answer choice B says open parentheses x plus 3 close parentheses, open another one, times x minus 5 close parentheses. Second graph and check the table. Looks very identical to me. I'm not sure why I started in the negative numbers, but that's fine. You can just scroll down. You can go back to 0, 1, 2, and 3. But if you see, all the numbers are identical to each other. So in this case, for this particular problem, the answer will be B. Now, I said all that to say that this is just a shortcut if you have answer choices. But if you don't have answer choices, if you did not have answer choices, you would have had to solve this problem the exact same way we solved them on the last video. So let's just do that right now. Whenever you have a problem, the original problem right here that says x squared minus 2x minus 15, remember the first thing you want to do is you want to make a box. You want to make a box. The first thing you see is x squared. So let's put that in the first box. And the last thing you see is a negative 15. So let's put negative 15 in the box here. Now, you want to make a t-chart for 15 so you can find the factors. Start with number 1. Well, what times 1 will give you 15? Well, 15 will. Remember, I say let's check it as you go. When I say that, I mean 1 times 15 equals 15. 1 plus 15 equals 16. That's not 2. And 15 minus 1 will give you 14. That's not 2. So that means that 1 and 15 cannot be the factors. Now you want to go to number 2. Well, will anything times 2 will give you 15? Probably not, but you can check that by going to your calculator here and doing 15 divided by 2. If you get a decimal, in this case we do 7.5, that means that it's not a factor. Remember, it must be a whole integer for it to be a factor. So that means that 2 is not a factor of 15, so let's go on to 3. Well, what times 3 will give me 15? Well, 5 will. 3 times 5 gives me 15. 3 plus 5 will give me 8, but 5 minus 3 will give me 2. Looks like I have a winner. 3 and 5 will be our factors. So, now we have to look at our multiplying integers rule to see if it needs to be negative, if our numbers need to be negative or positive or both negative, both positive. Well, let's look and see. We have a negative 15, so that means that our answer needs to be equal to a negative number. So if you look at your multiplying integers rules, you will see that a positive times a negative will give you a negative number. So that's the only option. One of these numbers has to be positive, one of these numbers has to be negative. Well, look at your middle number here. It's a negative 2. So remember what I said on the last video. Your biggest factor out of 3 and 5, in this case will be 5, it needs to follow suit to the middle number. If it's negative, your biggest number needs to be negative. So negative 5x and then a positive 3x. Because remember, one needs to be positive, one needs to be negative for us to get a product of a negative number, negative 15. So now you would do the exact same thing as before. Pull out the first thing you see. Put a box around the first thing you see and pull it out. Negative 5 and a positive 3. Since this is a positive 3, you will put plus there. Negative 5, that just means minus. You're ready to write your answer now. So the answer would be x plus 3 times x minus 5. Looks very similar to answer choice B.